Uh, Prashant, shall we start?
Like we are report monitoring.
Yeah, we are good to.
Management.
హలో
హలో మీ పక్కన ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారు వాయిస్ వినబడుతుంది
అవును
ఓకే ఓకే పర్లేదు పర్లేదు మీది మ్యూట్ లో పెట్టండి ఓకేనా మీకు డౌట్ ఉంటే అప్పుడు
ఓకే ఓకే
Is it visible, Prashant? Prashant?
Yeah.
Job scheduling and monitoring and
Okay.
I can see it.
job schedule status. Also, the business continue.
Shall we start?
Yeah, we can start.
Yeah. Myself, Kiran. So this is the first class of your VAPT course. Okay. VAPT, it means the vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. Okay. This is one of the technology used to ensure that there is a proper security. Like there should be a proper security architecture of the applications or the overall organization. Okay. This is one of the method or one of the technology we should implement in the market or in the organization in order to improve the security of the organization. Okay.
Sorry, I lost the connection. Can you repeat again?
Okay.
Give me a sec. 1 minute.
Yeah. Please check your connection and again.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, 1 minute.
Okay. Hello.
Kiran, we can start now. Hello?
Okay. We will start. So first of all, myself Kumar. Okay. We are here to discuss about the VAPT course. VAPT means vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. Okay. First of all, it is one of the technology used to ensure that there is a proper security architecture or to improve the security of the applications or the overall organization. Okay. This is a part of the cybersecurity.
Okay.
And VAPT means there could be the network side VAPT, which is vulnerability and penetration testing. And there is the web applications penetration testing, as well as API penetration testing, as well as mobile application penetration testing. So in this course, we are offering you the web application penetration testing, API, as well as the mobile application penetration testing. Okay. We should have basic knowledge about the network, like how the networks works, how the DNS works. Okay, how the storage works, how the records of the DNS will be cached into the cache server, like how the ports are working. Like we should know the status of the ports. Okay, these type of basic things should be known as a VAPT engineer for the web application, not extended to network. Okay.
Okay. We are good. We need to be good in the DNS servers.
So we need to we should have the basic knowledge. Like it might be extra edge given for the if we have the good knowledge about the DNS servers. But for now, there should be proper basic knowledge. That's it. That's enough for the web application pen testing.
Okay, web application and API, right?
API as well as the mobile applications.
Okay, mobile application.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So from the slide itself, it is introduction to the cybersecurity. So first of all, what is cybersecurity? Okay, cybersecurity is the practice of safeguarding computers, networks, software applications, critical systems, and data from potential digital threats. Okay, first of all, cybersecurity is like a practice. It is like a method. You can say it is like a form or methodology where the attackers will attack the organization. We have to ensure that there is a proper security implemented in the overall organization or for the respective application, so that the real hacker should not access the data, or even it should not disclose the any personal information data to any other third parties. Okay,
Okay.
this is called as the cyber security. Like first of all, cyber security is one of the major important aspect in the IT industry, because let's say for example, there is a client or any user which is accessing a particular bank application. If that particular bank application maintains the trust of the client or any user, then it can increase its brand value in the market. Okay, then it can increase its business operations as well.
Yeah.
Okay, if the main part of the organization's working is the cyber security, if the security of the web applications or overall organization is not maintained in accurate way, like some organizations not give much importance for the cyber security. They just develop the product and they just deploy that product into a market, or they just give that product to the another organizations. Okay,
Okay.
for that's the reason the proper security architecture should be implemented in the organization. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
here it could be the security for the computers, which is the host, or any networks. As I have said earlier, there should be proper basic knowledge about the networks as well. Let's
Yeah.
say for example, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say, for example, there are DNS servers, as you know, DNS servers, which is the domain name systems. Like there could be the transformation of the domain name into the IP address, routers. Okay, these type of
Yeah.
network devices should also be in a secure manner. Let's say, for example, when a hacker is, trying to attack some sort of application in some sort of big MNC. Okay,
Okay.
at that time, he is the outside attacker. So he should first of all attack the network side controls, and then he should go to the software applications or the normal web applications or any mobile application. Then he should attack the application. Then he should gain the access of the application, and after that, performing the attacking, then he should gain the data from the database itself. Okay, so
Okay.
that's the reason the overall hacking will be started from the network, then it goes up to the database itself. Okay,
Okay.
but in the cyber security, okay, many organizations have the independent teams like network department, application department, web application department, okay, mobile application department. So the VAPT engineer for the network will be different. VAPT engineer for the web application will be different. VAPT engineer for the mobile application will also be different. In some sort of organizations, there could be the requirement for the both VAPT for the web applications as well as the mobile applications. Okay.
Okay.
Here critical systems means let's say for example, when an administrator is using some sort of system in an organization, like he have some credentials like admin and the password 123. So if that credentials sorry.
Excuse me. Actually, software application means is it a web applications or and some kind of application
Both.
mobile applications also.
It can be both. It comes under software applications. Okay.
Okay.
Both mobile as well as API will comes under software applications only. No?
Okay. How do they hack software applications web and they will enter into the direct application or they enter through network?
So sorry, I didn't get your question.
Actually, the software applications will attacked by the hackers by using network or by using any kind of links.
See, that's what I'm saying. Here, a network board has been described in this section. Means, first of all, I am a hacker. Okay, let's say for example, I'm a hacker. I want to attack some sort of application. Let's say for example, XYZ company. Okay, I don't have the access to their network. Okay. First of all, many organizations use the inter-network as well as the inter-network. Okay. Inter-network means the network which is only suitable for their floor. Inter-network means it can be accessible through the public as well. Hope you know this point.
Oh, yeah.
If I want to attack a XYZ company's application, then I should first of all bypass through the network. Okay, there are some of the security mechanism implemented by that XYZ company. As an hacker, I should bypass those controls and I should enter into the network. Okay, first step for the attacker would be the bypassing the networks.
Yeah.
Then he should go to the based upon the requirement of this hacker. If he want to attack the web application, he want to access whether he want to access the mobile applications or directly through the API. Depending upon his requirement, he should attack the next step, which is the attacking the applications.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, this is called as this is how the overall methodology works for the cyber attacker. Okay.
Okay.
So coming to the point, critical systems is like a systems which should require the high security. Let's say, for example, some normal user and admin user. If the security word comes into picture, then the more security should be given to the administrator than the user. But overall, minimum security should be given to the even user as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. When an attacker has accessed the normal user session, he can even access the administrator session as well. So there should be proper implementation for the security for the normal user as well as admin user. But depending upon the type of the account, like administrator, we have to take some other extra measures in order to improve the security of the system. Okay.
Okay.
And coming to the data from potential threats. Data here, it can be represented as the normal SQL injection, SQL database, Oracle database, okay, MySQL database. There are many databases existing in the market based upon the requirements of the organization. Sorry?
No, I didn't. Okay.
Based upon the requirements of the organization will select this type of data, MySQL or Oracle or SQL data, depending upon the schema and how the data should be stored in the database itself, or it should be data that particular data should be stored in the cloud itself. Depending upon the organization's architecture and the requirements, the data will be stored in the cloud or in the backend database. So if the data is stored in the backend database or even in the cloud, there should be proper security implementation so that it should not be attacked by the cyber attackers, outside attackers. Okay. If you have any doubt, please ask. Okay.
No, we are good.
So at this point, organizations have the responsibility of securing data to maintain customer trust and meet regulatory compliance. They use cybersecurity measures and tools to protect sensitive data from unauthorized access as well as prevent disruptions in business operations due to unwanted network activity. First of all, the organizations give the product to the client by maintaining the trust between the client as well as the organization. So there could be the mutual trust or the mutual agreement between the client as well as the organization. So in order to go well with this agreement, sorry. Okay, in order to go well, Prashant, wait a second. Prashant,
can I keep in my mute? My mic?
Yes, you can keep your mic mute. Okay. So in order to go well with this agreement, there should be proper security mechanisms implemented by the organization. Let's say, for example, in 2017, there are some sort of cyber attacks happened. But in 2021, there are new cyber attacks happening. Okay. So that organization should kindly and update on day to day what are the attacks that are happening in the market, and depending upon the cyber attacks, it should implement the new security architecture. It is like a evolving concept. It is not restricted to once we have provided the security architecture for the application or the API. It should not be checked like it is not like it should not be checked in the future. Like it might happen like the attack can happen in the future. It's a future or in the like in present situation, so that there should be a continuous process of implementing the security for the web applications. Okay, and to maintain the
Yeah.
security, in to maintain the security of the applications, there are certain tools like Nmap, SQL Map, Kali Linux. Kali Linux is just an operating system which is used for secure penetration testing, as well as the bug suite. We will get to know about these type of tools in the coming classes. Okay, here, as you know, this point describes about like they use cybersecurity measures and tools to protect sensitive data from unauthorized access as well as prevent disruptions in the business operations. Like this point explains that when certain business operations have been implemented in the organization, let's say for example when a new investor want to invest in a let's say for example XYZ organization, he just checks the security of that organization as well as he checks the audit report of that organization. For that purpose, if the security is not in a appropriate manner or not in a standard manner, then the investment will be stopped by the investors. It can disrupt the business operations as well, and it can improve, reduce the brand value of their XYZ organization in the market. So that's the reason the proper measures of the cybersecurity should be implemented in order to improve the security as well as improve the brand value in the market. Okay. Coming to the cyber attacks types, there are many cyber attacks happening in the current world. They are first of all malware. Second one is the denial of attacks, denial of service attacks, phishing, spoofing, identity-based attacks, code injection attacks, supply chain attacks, insider threats, DNS tunneling, IoT-based attacks. So first of all, malware. Malware, in the name itself, as you know, it is like a harmful elements like prepared by the hacker or the attacker, like in the form of a script that should be implemented in the like that should be injected in the application or in the network. Like these harmful elements can expand their harmful elements in the network and gain the access, unauthorized access. Like it can get the information about the software being used or the operating system being used in the application. Okay, malware means harmful elements. Coming to the denial of service attacks, when let's say for example when a hacker wants to learn about the software being used, like he wants to get the information about the web application, then he just performs the mass HTTP requests. Let's say for example there are certain tools in the market to propagate the HTTP requests coming from a respect to IP range to get attacked into the web application. Then that web application cannot give the response to the thousands of HTTP requests in a single second. Okay, at that time the web application will give some sort of errors, or the web application will be switched or shut down, which could be done in the DevOps section as well. If there are many HTTP requests coming from the outside, which is accessing which is requesting to access a particular resource from that server, if there is no proper security implementation, in this case, the application could give the information about, what are the software being used, what are the operating system have been used in the application. Okay, for this purpose, the attacker will perform the denial of service attacks as well. It is like mass, HTTP request injection into the application, sending the mass HTTP requests. Did you get this point?
Yeah. Yes.
And next one is the phishing attack. Phishing attacks means it is a technique to attempt or to get the sensitive data. Let's say, for example, bank account. Let's say, for example, credit card information of a certain bank through a fraudulent activities. Like, let's say, for example, we are getting the like links in the email. Like, this is the link of your bank account, bank statement. If you click on this link, you can get the bank balance of your account, as well as you can gain the some sort of money or amount which you haven't previously transacted in the previous transactions. This type of information will be used by the attacker in order to gain the access of the user. If the let's say for example there is a person A is using the XYZ bank application, and he has entered the credit card details or the debit card details. So the attacker doesn't get the directly the credit card details of the user, but he can gain the access of that user when he performs the some social engineering techniques. Social engineering techniques means here, let's say for example, when a victim, the victim means here A, which is going to be targeted by the attacker. If the particular victim is using some sort of Instagram, okay, or any Facebook, the social engineering techniques can be like described as a there is a pop-up in the Facebook, or even there is a proper link in the Instagram. If we unwantedly click on the particular link, if we unwantedly close the particular tab, let's say for example there could be coming some sort of pop-ups when we are using some sort of web application through a web page. If you click on the cancel button of that pop-up, it redirects into the another page. Okay, are you getting my point?
Yeah.
It redirects into the another page. So here the attacker can inject some of the harmful elements into the particular pop-up, or even the cross button of the particular pop-up. If we unknowingly we think that we are clicking the cross button, like it would close that pop-up, but in the backend the attacker has written some sort of script that if we click on the particular cross button, it could be redirected to the another web page, where if we redirect it to the another web page, our information like session id or cookie id, our password, username will be disclosed by the attacker. So he can gain the access of our user session, and he can even access the session of that particular user whenever he wants.
Yeah, got it.
So that is called as phishing. And coming to the spoofing, let's say for example there is a DNS server. I hope you understand about the DNS server. It maintains the records about the domain naming system, like domain names. If the particular user wants to access a particular domain name, it has some inbuilt, not inbuilt, it has some domain name servers where the records about the domain name system will be there, and it can give the response taken from the web applications, and it could redirect that response to the client itself, back to the client. So that is how the DNS works. And when the attacker has gained the network, when he wants to attack the DNS server, he just change the records of the DNS server. Okay, let's say for example there are 10 records, and practically there are many thousands of records in the DNS server. Let's say for example there are 10 records, xyz.com, google.com, facebook.com. If these domain names have been disclosed by the attacker, he can by performing some sort of techniques, like in the like injecting some sort of harmful elements in the DNS server, like it could get the information about the DNS server, like how what are the records being used by that server. Then he can immediately replicate the DNS server with same sort of information, making the client access the trap set up by the attacker. Like he should access the DNS server 1, but the trap set up by the attacker is the DNS server 2. When the requests are coming from the client, it should go to the DNS server 1, But by the trap set up by the attacker, they are going to the DNS server too. Okay, if the requests are going to DNS server too, the DNS server has the records about the HTTP request, like what type of information the user is frequently accessing on an average day. Okay, this is called as the DNS spoofing. It is like a spoofing. In the spoofing, there are DNS spoofing as well as the cache spoofing. Did you get this point?
Cache.
Yeah.
Cache spoofing means the
Yeah.
data which.
Sorry.
Okay. Explain.
Okay.
Later I will ask.
Cache spoofing is nothing but, let's say, for example, I am a user. Okay, I am accessing on daily basis google.com some hundreds of times. Okay, if I am accessing that google.com hundreds of times on an average day, there is a cache server which is set up by the browser. Okay, which is set up by the browser so that it reduces the latency. Latency means here the response time given by the application in order to give the response to the user. Okay, this is the use of cache server. But here the when we are discussing about the cache spoofing, the records of the cache server will also be can also be tampered by the attacker. So here here the attacker can even get the records of the cache server. By this he can gain the access of the network, and he can even gain the access of the web application when he can gain the access of the HTTP requests coming from the user session. Okay, this is called as the cache spoofing. Cache is basically used to reduce the latency between the web application's response giving to the particular client. Okay, did you got?
Yeah, I got.
Wait a second. Wait a second, like I'm drinking water. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and the fifth one is the identity-based attacks. Identity-based attacks means, let's say, for example, in an organization, there is a admin user as well as the normal user. When a normal user is trying to attack the admin user session, you should provide some of the valid credentials or the valid authentication, like why he is going to access why he want to access the admin users, okay, admin user session. So from this point, he can the attacker, when he gets the gains the access of the some sort of user session, he can manipulate the credentials of the user, and he can gain the access of the admin user by without let's say, for example, the user's logout time on the organization is 10 p.m. So the attacker can use the user session from their home, okay, by logging into the administrator account, by tampering the by brute forcing the administrator session by guessing the username as well as the password. Okay, here brute forcing means nothing but when there is a proper column for the username as well as the password, the attacker stages or sets some of the usernames as well as the passwords in pre-built, and he just checks the probability, like he just takes one of the username and he just performs the sign in option for the let's say, for example, there are 10 passwords, he just performs those 10 passwords for the single admin username. This is called as the brute forcing. Like that, he can check the hundreds of probabilities, like for one username 10 passwords and another username 10 passwords. Like he just checks the probability of the username as well as the password. If he gains the access of the luckily, if he gets the access of the administrator, he can even disclose the some critical data from the database itself. Okay, That's called as the identity-based attacks.
Can you repeat again identity-based attacks? I give me a minute. Actually, identity-based attack means by using multiple by accessing the administration.
No,
administrative.
like I have explained that as an example. The first of all,
Okay.
identity-based attacks means the like, are you asking about definition? Identity-based attacks
Uh,
is like a, it is like a misuse of a individual's identity-related information. Okay, such as login credentials or personal data. Misuse of the personal information such as login credentials. Like I'm saying that this is about the identity-based attacks. Like I have explained the practical example, like how the attacker can gain the access of the normal user and then he can gain the access of the admin user.
okay.
Did you understand that point, or shall I repeat
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. I have explained that brute force method as a practical example, like how he can access the game, gain the access of the admin user.
Okay.
And next, coming to the code injection attacks. Code injection attacks, simply you can say that SQL injection or the HTML injection. The code here means the attacker sets up some sort of script. Let's say, for example, in the SQL, there are some of the queries like select star from the table one, where some sort of ID equals to 2. Did you get my point? Did you understand this query?
No, no.
Wait a second, I will type that. A second, I'm sharing my screen once again. Can you see this notepad, Prashant?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Okay. Here the SQL query select star from the table where ID equals 2. Let's say, for example, I am explaining this SQL for your understanding. Let's say, for example, there is a table 1 ID name company ID equals to 1 name some A xyz.com to B zyx. Okay. When we perform the select star from the table where ID equals to 2, then first of all, this select statement, select keyword will be executed on this table, and it just checks the ID. If the ID matches with the existing record of the table, then it just retrieves this record, and on the output it will give the record as to b zyx.com. Okay, did you understand this point?
Yes.
Okay, I hope you know this type of information on the previous one. Okay.
I'm saying first time.
Okay. This is an SQL. It is like a SQL queries. These are the SQL queries. Okay. Here the select is the keyword. Here from means this select keyword star. Star means that getting overall records. Like in the place of star, if we provide only company, then we will get the output as a only xyz.com. Did you understand this point?
Yeah, I get you, but I have a doubt.
Okay, please ask.
There is select company and select star, third point, or after all.
Here.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
How do we select? Actually, we gave both stars, right?
No. Like this is another example. I'm saying it is not a command included with this. This is not a command included with this command. Like I'm saying, this is another example. Okay.
Okay.
Now you got this point.
Yeah.
I'm saying this example for only this command, not this command. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Select star. Select company. Then then the SQL server will go to the table and it just checks the company from the table name where id equals to 2. It just goes to the company and checks the id equals to 2. If matches, then it will retrieve the only company name, which is called as a zyx.com. Okay.
Okay.
So this is some sort of basic SQL query. If I provide here some uh, you know 1 equals to 1, here 1 equals to 1 means always true. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, one you don't need to understand the core information about the SQL. I am just explaining how the code injection attack works. Okay.
Okay.
We will discuss about the SQL injection in the next classes. But for the understanding how the code injection works, I'm explaining this. If one equals to 1, then it is always a true. In previous, I have said that id equals to 2. Then if the id equals to 2 matches with the table, it gives a true condition. Let's say, for example, I am removing this id equals to 2 and providing 1 equals to 1. Then it is always a true. Okay. Then it retrieves the company name even if it doesn't matches the record data. Okay. Did you get this point?
Yes.
So if we provide the one equals to 1, it retrieves the overall this both company's name. Okay. xyz.com, zyx.com. Okay. This is how the coding. It is like a simple SQL query. Uh, these type of SQL queries will not be used by the attackers. They use some high range of SQL queries. Okay, we will discuss about the SQL injection in the coming lectures. So this is how the code injection works. I have explained the code injection with respect to the only database. This is about the database now. Like there is another injection called as HTML injection. HTML injection means the web page. Web page HTML will be looked by the inspected by the attacker, and he just intercept the he just injects the some sort of malware elements in the HTML page. Like he doesn't get the direct access to the page, but he can gain the access of the page by using the request of the user. Like how he can use the request of the user, we will discuss in the coming lectures. Like for example, I am explaining a simple basic tip. Like uh, for example, mm, wait a second. Here the this is the user session. Okay, this is the web application. The attacker when there are HTTP requests coming from the user, and in turn there are responses coming from the web application to again the user. The attacker keeps some of the tools called here. This tool will be used to intercept this type of the requests. Okay, this type of the request. Like if the particular HTTP request contains it describes about the domain name. Okay, domain name, or even it can have the access of the access control policy. I will explain this. What are these types of policy? Access control policy. In the HTTP request, all this type of information will be there in the HTTP request, which will be you know uh, given to the web application to get the respective response from the web application to the again back to the user. If we can, if the attacker gains the HTTP request, like performing the intercepting of the HTTP request, he can change the domain name or even the access control policy. Then he can gain the session of this user, and he can even access the web application whenever he wants. He can change the password of that user. So that's what I am saying. When let's say, for example, in a practical situation, there are many fraudulent activities. Like there are some of the links coming through the messages. If you click on this link, you can get the some sort of large amount of money in return, like as a prize money. So as a if the person doesn't have the basic knowledge about the security, and if he clicks on that particular link, the particular link redirects to the another page set up by the attacker. And when that when the user is redirected to the another page, the information about the this type of HTTP request will be disclosed to the attacker, and he can gain the access of this user session. Then he can gain the access of the web application's data. Did you get this point?
Yeah, yes.
So that's how the HTML injection even works. So coming to the, so I have explained how the attacker can gain the access of the user. HTML injection means, let's say for example, there is a page, web page. Here the HTML elements like HTML, some sort of HTML elements will be there. In a normal, to create a web page, there should be some of the HTML elements along with the CSS elements. When attacker has the access of the HTML page, let's say for example, he is just accessing the how the web application works, and he can gain the some one of the web page of that application. And when he inspects the web page, he can check the elements residing in that web page. At that point of time, he can inject some of the malware elements inside the HTML elements. Like you can say, if the attacker can inject the some sort of malware HTML elements, then how the web application is allowing them to inject some of the HTML elements. So for that purpose, the attacker can cleverly use this type of, like, wait a second. Normally, when the user when the attacker wants to inject the HTML harmful in the web page, he cannot directly inject the harmful HTML elements. Let's say for example, the harmful element is abc dot some abc dot source dot com. Here the source.com can be the actual harmful element. Okay, if that harmful element is transformed into some sort of algorithm, when the attacker uses the algorithm like code normal data to code, if that abc.source.com is transformed into the some sort of bcd1 capital E to 4, if this type of information is sent by the attacker into the to be injected into the web application, the web application might not check that this is the harmful element, like it just takes it as a normal user, normal data, just takes it as a normal data. So that's what I am saying. There should be no basic implementation of the security architecture. There should be proper standard and the procedure of the security should be implemented. Even with the basic security implementation can also be prone to the attackers. Okay, let's say for example, the web application has implemented security like we should not allow the elements like abc dot, or even we should not allow the elements like dot. Okay, it just implemented this basic security for the architecture, but it doesn't implemented the it have not implemented the security architecture, like there might be some of the it is like a wrap of the actual harmful element. If it didn't implement the security for this type of information, the web application might be disclosed by the attacker. Did you get this point?
Yeah, some sort, not completely.
Okay, in which area you didn't get the point?
Actually, harmful element abc.source.com, it is actually it is a web page, right? Web
No,
application.
no, like it is not a web application. Like for the example, I have taken it as a abc.source.com. First of all, abc dot here I have taken the source.com because first of all the there are proper harmful elements existing in the GitHub. Okay, for the penetration testing purpose, there are some of the harmful elements ready to test the web application. So in that perspective, we call that harmful elements as a source, and the area in which we want to inject that harmful elements, it is called as a sink. You will get this terminology in the coming sections when we are discussing about the in deep of the SQL injection. Okay, for that purpose, I have taken the source.com. It is not a web page. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Did you get the overall point now? Like, if you have any doubts, you can ask me.
I'm good.
Okay. This is about the code injection attacks. So today we have discussed about the what is cybersecurity, what is the use of the cybersecurity, what is the importance of the cybersecurity, and next how the organizations maintain the the relation between the clients as well as the applications owners, like what are the tools that are there in the market in order to perform the penetration testing. And then we have discussed about the six cyber attacks. So that's it for today. If you have any doubts related to this type of this information, you can ask me. We will continue the
Can
remaining
you
attacks.
explain DOS attacks once again?
Okay, DOS attacks means, I will explain with the picture again. Let's say, for example, there is a application. This is a web application, and this is a user. And when an attacker wants to get the information about the web application, he just when in previously, let's say for example, on 1 week or 1 month before, this user has accessed this web application. At that point of time only, the hacker wants to gain the access of this user. Okay, so he just gone through the HTTP request. Like basically, when a user wants to access the web application, there should be proper HTTP request coming from the user. Okay, he just checks the he have checked the how the HTTP request looks like when it is coming from some sort of the user session. Okay, and he has gone through the HTTP request, and when he replicated that type of HTTP request in some thousands of times. So when he wants to get the information about how the web application works, he just sends the some thousands of HTTP requests per second per second thousands of HTTP requests per second. When this amount of HTTP requests per second is going to the web application might not respond in a effective way. Like the server is not in a design have not designed in a certain way that it should respond to the thousands of HTTP requests per second. At that point of time, due to the some misconfiguration or due to the poor design fault, the web application might disclose the information like what are the software being used in the web application. Okay, what are the operating systems being used in the web application? Even the Nginx server, basically the web application will be deployed in the Nginx server or even the Tomcat server. Okay, this type of information can also be disclosed by the web application, which is useful for the attackers to gain the access of the user, as well as to gain the or penetrate into the web application. So that's called as the denial of service. Coming to like why the denial of service word comes into picture, like if these many amount of HTTP requests are coming to the web application, the web cannot give the request to the overall thousands of requests. So that's called as the denial of the service. Giving service to the user is denied because of the thousands of HTTP requests coming from sort of IP range.
Yeah, I got you. When the traffic is high, the server won't respond immediately because of the requests are more.
Not traffic is high, when the some sort of traffic is high from a particular IP range. Okay, did you get my point? Particular IP address.
Yeah. Okay, particular IP address.
Okay, because the attacker might cannot picture like as a HTTP request coming from the overall world. He can only give the HTTP request coming from some sort of IP range. Majorly, some sort of IP range only he can give the HTTP request to the web application. Okay.
Okay.
If you have any doubt, you can even ask now. Hello, Prashant.
Yeah, actually, we have discussed about the outline, right, today.
Sorry, we have discussed about the
Outline. What is cyber?
yes. What is cyber? We have not entered into the actual VAPT course.
Okay.
Like it is a basic class. Okay.
Okay.
We will discuss about the VAPT course in the coming sections. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Prashant. That's it for today.
Okay.
We will log in. I will provide the link before giving the actual time. Okay.
Okay.
There will be a difference in the when the class will be scheduled. Okay. I will provide you
Okay.
the link. Okay.
Okay.
That's it for today, Prashant.
Thank you. Thank you, Kiran.